welcome to Impact Africa, our online talk show where we get to have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. We use the platform as well to celebrate people, events, and positive news. I am Dr. Kemi Akiode Adebayo, also known as Mama K. And in today's program, to share an amazing story is the highly skilled and inspirational social entrepreneur, Morenike Ajayi MBE. She is the founder and CEO of Career Nugget, which is based in London, UK. In 2022, Mrs. Ajayi received the Queen of England's MBE for her service to race equality and inclusion. And as well, she is my sister from our secondary school, my aburo, sister, friend, and everything. Shout out to our Shagamine Federal Government Girls College, Shagamu. How are you doing today, Morenike?
Good afternoon, Sister Kemi, Mama K, Dr. Kemi. I'm great, and thank you so much. It's a delight to be here for inviting me. I'm really great. I'm really excited to have this conversation with you.
Awesome. So tell us your name, Morenike, first. What does that mean? Where were you born? Just tell us a little bit about your childhood.
All right. Okay. So my name is a Nigerian name. My parents are Nigerian. I was born in Cardiff, Wales. So I'm Welsh. I'm a Black Welsh lady, but have my heritage in Nigeria. And just to be a bit specific, just for those that are Nigerian, I am all my four grandparents are from Ogun State, Abeokuta. So in the local dialect, I am an Egba lady as well. So my childhood, I was raised single-handedly by my mom. When I was about 18 months, my dad left my mom in the UK. And she raised my sister and I till I was about 9. And then I went back to Nigeria. She taught me because she couldn't really afford what you call like an independent primary school. And then I was privileged to get admission into one of the, I would say at my time, one of the best schools in Nigeria, whereby I got government scholarship, and that was Federal Government Girls College. So that's really my early years. I was a very, very timid, shy, lacked self-confidence. I was very low self-esteem, mainly because of all the different challenges I'd faced, particularly around rejection, losing one's dad, my mom trying to prove a point. There's a lot of stigma when you're single-handedly being a woman raising children in those years. So she wanted us to be the best, which meant she was very strict. Most African moms were strict, but she was extremely strict. She was very protective of my sister and I. Yeah, and that led me all the way till my university years. So I'll pause there.
Okay, wow. One wouldn't have known that story. I wouldn't have even known. And thank you for being very open, with us. And I read somewhere that you used to fetch water in the stream. What was that about?
Correct. So when we went back to Nigeria at 9, my mom when she left UK mainly because she was missing her family. So when she relocated back to Nigeria, where she decided to settle was in a place called Ibadan, but the rural side of Ibadan, where the basic amenities were not there, where it's water, lights, so I did my studying with what you call a lantern. For those that understand, you might have to Google search and understand what a lantern was, because we hardly had normal electricity. And also in terms of water, we'll either rely on the rain and gather water from the roof in our buckets, or we will go down to the stream. So I had to go to the stream occasionally to fetch water when we needed water. So that was my childhood. There's so much in there. It was a rural area, so you could imagine the challenges I would have faced, having lived 9 years in a very developed part of the world in Wales, then relocating to a place that was still developing and way back. So that culture shock, all those different things is what led me to not being sure of myself or what I wanted. Because of my accent then, I was bullied a lot. I was deemed to be very slow in secondary school because just returning from the United Kingdom, life was very easy, slow paced. And going to school in Nigeria, among students that had always been in Nigeria, they were quite fast, very smart, very streetwise, and I wasn't. which resulted to me being bullied. The more I got bullied, the more I went into my shell. I was scared to vocalize anything because I sounded so different to everybody around me. So, and that, being timid and bold and all that, we stayed with me till I was 20. I graduated at 20. So the first 20 years of my life were was a shadow of who the person you actually see now.
Interesting. One wouldn't have known that, but well done. I really, really admire
Thank you.
you. You know that. And thank you for what you're
Yes,
doing.
I
But
do.
before we
Thank you,
go into
sis.
what you're doing, with Career Nuggets, tell us, how did you then end up back in the UK? Because obviously, with your mom and your sister, you went to Nigeria, rural life, growing up, Shagamu, federal government girls, Shagamu, and all that, and all what you've shared. Why did you decide to go back to the UK?
Um, I guess when I was in Federal Government Girls College, I had a lot of friends. Well, I didn't have friends. I was more of a loner, but obviously people know me. And we had summer vacation, and lots of them would be traveling to United Kingdom, but my mom couldn't afford to buy me the ticket. So I was so eager to go back and just go back to United. So that was the initial urge, just to say, yes, I'm going back to London, I'm going back to UK, I'm going back. And I carried on carrying this desire throughout my university. So when the opportunity happened after my national youth service, and my dad just wanted to do something special, he hadn't been in our lives for so long. And the one request was, okay, Dad, buy my ticket. I want to go to UK. I didn't know at the time UK was just to visit and return back, because my mom had already sorted me out a job with Central Bank of Nigeria, but I went back to the UK and just didn't return.
Well, you do go back to visit, every now and then Nigeria, I suppose. Let me now go to the different roles that you play. Your pastor, your mother, and okay, we'll be right. So obviously, Morenike, you wear various kind of hats. Your mother, your wife, your pastor, a broadcaster, an author as well, and so many things you do. Probably I've missed out some. How do you juggle all that, as well as running, and you're a chartered accountant, as well. So you've got your day job. How do you juggle all that?
Not to sound too spiritual, but I just say it's different. It's the grace of God. I'm a Christian, and one of the things I always tell people that there's this parable of the talent that God gives everybody talents according to each one of our abilities. So some people have 10, some have 5, some have 1. I put myself in the one with 10. So I lean a lot on the wisdom of God, and I just really prioritize my time a lot. 24 hours is a lot of time in a day. So like now I'm in my day job. This is my paid employment as an accountant. That's where I am now. When I finish, I'll go home and do my motherly duties, wife duties, make sure everyone's happy they got their food, and everybody, we spend some time together. Then maybe around 9, I'm going to be picking up the career nugget stuff. And I also do career nuggets in my downtime. I'm blessed to work with an organization that understands. So hence I'm able to take a little time out now to do this interview. And then, yes, some weekends I'm then empowering others, doing other things. I think it's just being really, really diligent with the time I have, and being focused and understanding what is important for each season I'm in. There was a time in my life when, because I waited 14 years before we had our son. Now that would be, before then, I was investing a lot into my career. And then when my son came on board, I was doing more of mommy duties. Now he's 12, I'm doing other things. So it's just recognizing what season I'm in. And I'm very hot on staying in my lane. I never compare myself to others. So people might be taking 10 steps ahead. If I'm on step 1, I'm quite comfortable because I know the season I'm in, that's what's required. And when I'm in a season where I need to take 10 steps, I will do that. But it will be according to the season I'm in.
Wow,
Thank you.
interesting. I'm learning as well. So now let's go back to obviously you're Welsh, born in Cardiff,
Yes.
and you're
Yeah.
Nigerian. What part of or what in Nigeria are you mostly proud of as a Nigerian? And in terms of your British nationality as well, what are you mostly proud of as a British?
So I love to think. So in terms of being Nigerian, it's given me a sense of identity. I do connect a lot with my Nigerian roots, and I believe the resilience that I have has stemmed from my time in Nigeria. So in my life, I've only spent 10 years in Nigeria, and I'm over 50 now. But those 10 years have been they were very pivotal to the foundation, a lot of the things I do, from resilience, from not giving up, being determined, being able to operate even when everything is not in place. So that's what I'm really proud of. I'm proud also of my Welsh heritage, in the sense that it's given me the opportunity to come back here, and, really, really excel, and giving me lots of opportunities. There's a lot, the opportunities are anywhere where we are. It depends on how you find them. For me, opportunities are everywhere, and I've had a lot of opportunities in the UK, um, and a lot of there've been lots of structures that have helped support and build me up to be able to enable me to do the things I do right now. It's home for me.
Wow. So now let's go to Career Nugget. Why and when did you start it? Why did you decide to go into that line, and what services does Career Nugget provide?
Okay, thank you. So Career Nuggets stemmed from a situation at work. So Career Nuggets is 9 years old now. Next year, we're going to be 10 years. It's a social enterprise. Thank you. It's what you call like a charity. So it's basically an enterprise supporting the Black community. So it came about when I was working as a chartered accountant, and I had a very would I say, I don't want to use the word nasty, but in real terms, the boss was nasty, and just not understanding. All she knew was just work, work, work. And it was a time where I had to go for surgery. Unfortunately, even though I had the surgery and I went to a private clinic to do it in the UK, the surgeon, who was meant to be a top surgeon, forgot some cotton wool in me. And that wasn't really detected on time. So I went through a near-death experience. But in the midst of all this situation, it was 19 days ordeal in the hospital. My boss wasn't
Hmm.
understanding. Because when I went for the surgery, she said, how long is this going to be before I approve of it? And I said, well, it's going to be a keyhole. I should be out within a week. But of course, because of the complications, I was there longer, and she threatened me that she's gonna sack me and all this. And I was scared because I had a very good role with a very good organization. I'm thinking, where else am I gonna get such a job? So I literally discharged myself. And I remember I had all the stitches on my abdomen, and by the time I got to work, my whole lower abdomen was soaked through my clothes. But I still managed to do some work. And then on my way home, I started feeling dizzy. I managed to get into a walking center and I collapsed. And I was going through all these challenges, and there was nobody to talk to. And I was
Hmm.
being more or less bullied by this very mean boss. So I eventually had to, the hospital tied me down, because then they found out it was a massive, it became an infection, and I also had a blood clot in my lungs. So I was struggling to breathe. There were loads of complications that came out from this cotton wool that had been, degenerating in my body. So after all that happened, I went back to work, and within about 2 months, she made me redundant. I lost my job. But then I was able to find another job within a month. And so they paid me off from that job, and I got a job within a month. My confidence then started arising that actually I felt so little of myself, thinking that I was trying to hold on to a job, forgetting the skill set that I do have that I can use to get another job. But there was nobody to talk to. Then I went into another establishment, and there was some politics, and I got made redundant. And then I sat back and I said, surely there must be some Black um, professionals out there that might have gone through this that I can speak to, but I couldn't find anyone. So I thought, no, there might be loads of us that are being treated unfairly in the workplace. What can I do to raise awareness? Secondly, I wanted to sieve out the role models in the community that we can use, that we can reach out, look up to them, and also have them as mentor. So I kicked off Career Nuggets as a TV show, which was because everybody was, prior to that, you reach out to anybody, there was just no one, and there wasn't any much social media in terms of nowadays. We have social media, we have LinkedIn, you can reach out to people. Everybody was trying to protect their roles, so nobody was visible in the community. So by having a TV show, I was able to now invite people, and people wanted to be on the show, and that showcased them as professionals. That even created a platform for me to even learn about how you can progress, how you can position yourself in the workplace. So even though I was putting this TV show together, I was actually learning. I was a manager at the time. And then that then grew because people then got a lot of inspiration. More and more people came out. I was progressing in my career. And then I thought, you know what? The reason why I was going through those challenges was because I was in middle management. I need to push myself to be a role model to other people in the community and push myself to directorship level, executive directorship level. And then I did that. Then I realized that there's a lot more that we needed in the Black community than just the qualification. A lot of us studied, we have so many qualifications. I realized that we also need soft skills. We need to have the right network around us. We need to be able to communicate in a different way. The languages are different when you're when you're in a manager grade to a director grade. So putting all this together was how I came about, just packaging this social enterprise called Career Nuggets. And essentially, Career Nugget is a support hub for any Black professional that wants to advance in their career. Whether you want to move to the next level, or you're having challenges at work, or you don't know how to navigate the space, we have over 40 mentors. We volunteer our time to invest in the community, to build more people. And our ethos is, when you climb up the ladder, you throw that ladder down. God.
Wow, what a journey that has been, Morenike, and thank you for sharing, those challenges, those opportunities that you took with us. I know one of your successes, you've won many awards. I was reading about you, so many awards. I can't list all of them, but one of the awards you've won has been the one given by the Queen, the MBE. How did that come about, and what impact or significance is that for you?
Thank you. So that came as a surprise. I've impacted several people. I can't even count. I would say over 3,000 people directly. And it's been a journey of me mentoring people, inspiring people, believing in people, and just pushing people forward. So somebody's obviously put me forward for to become a member of the British Empire, which is the MBE. And yeah, I got nominated, and it was a surprise because they normally release the list. I was on the 31st of December list, and then it's publicized on the 1st of January 2022. And I was really, really chuffed, really pleased. I give God all the glory. It's really opened so many more doors. I've connected with so many other people. I've been able to create opportunities for members of the Black community by virtue of getting this award. It's recognized highly in the UK. So when I approach companies or talk to people, because of those 3 letters after my names, they respect. When I started Career Nugget, there were loads of doors that would not open onto me. I would seek help. Can somebody do a work placement with you? Can you come and talk? And there was loads of no's. But now my diary is so packed. I'm actually the one saying no. So it's been really, really an honor to receive such an award, and I'm grateful to God for it. Thank you.
Awesome. Wow. I know you've given this time for us, because it took us over a year to even get you to be here today. So I'm so grateful, and we feel honored to have you on our platform, and we really are impressed so far and inspired with your story. Let me now go a little bit back, but you know what? We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Wow, Madam Morenike Ajayi MBE, member of the British Empire. I salute you. What a journey from
Thank you, ma'am.
Cardiff to Nigeria and back to the UK, London,
Yes.
and acting lives, in ways that, it's just unbelievable. And all the challenges, all the issues you face from being a shy person to, facing rejection and a lot, but you're still standing and you hold on to your faith. And I believe this is my next question. I already can tell what the answer will be. What are the three things for you that you value most in life? And what motivates you? What keeps you going? Why do you do what you do?
Okay, I think number one, I believe my faith, because I believe that there's a call on my life, and I want to definitely honor that call and obey my creator, which is God. The second one is I have a genuine love. I love people, and I always believe the best in people. I just love people being successful. It just drives me. There's a story I can share to buttress that. I remember going into a salon and I met this lady. She was a cleaner. I got talking with her. Then I said, would you mind coming to clean my house? And saw how passionate she was about cleaning. She loved cleaning. She didn't want to do anything else. And out of my love for her, I thought, you do know this and all you get is about £20 a day. You can learn more. Do you mind going to college and learn about the different cleaning materials? And she did. So the next time I met her in the salon again, there was a business owner there, and I just started sharing about her. She's such a fantastic cleaner. Have you tried her out? And the lady invited her to come and clean her establishment. Unknown to us, the lady had a very strong network. They provide care homes. And today, the cleaner now employs over 50 people, and she has the contract for most of the care homes in the community where I live. I just see the best in people, and I just love, I don't know how it happens, but I can share so many other stories. And I think the last thing is I believe that whatever we do in life, we need to always think of what we're handing back to the next generation, leaving a legacy. So whatever I do, I want the up and coming generation to have it better. With Career Nuggets, we've broken some grounds. Now there are loads more Black people in senior positions. None of our children should. In my year when I came, with a degree, you're working in very low level jobs. Some people were even cleaners and all that. But now when the young ones are coming up, they earn their degree, and at least they get to work not as a cleaner. They start from somewhere, but there's room there. They can come to us. We're more visible to support them in their career journey. And once they're committed and dedicated, the sky is their limit. So those are the three things: my faith, love of people, and leaving a legacy. Thank you.
Beautiful. So what keeps you going though? You haven't shared that with us. What keeps, and I think in there somewhere you did mention it. So what motivates you? Why do you wake up in the morning? Is it the love of God, love of people, and leaving a legacy? Maybe, I don't know. Or is there something else?
It's all the three.
It's all
It's
the
all the
three.
three. It's all the three. It's all the three. I am a change maker. I love seeing change. In the UK years back, I felt Black people were being oppressed a lot. We were not given roles that were due to us. And when people want to be liberated, my mom used to tell us when we were little, because we lived in a communal setting. And most cases would only have one meal for the whole day, particularly when I'm going back to secondary school. All her salary will be to buy all the provisions and the things I need to school, which means at home we hardly had much. She was a nurse, so feeding on a nurse salary and doing everything. And she also catered a lot for people living in the community. So she would sponsor people for their WAEC and different things. So I've grown up in that environment whereby giving is my second nature. I don't want to see anybody suffer. I want people to be able to flourish. So I guess it keeps me going because the needs are a lot out there. And I want to every day wake up and make sure that Whether people connect with me or not, I'm giving them some form of inspiration. They're tapping something from me, and anybody around me must not remain the same. So there are loads of things in there that keep me going.
Thank you so much, Morenike. We'll be right back.
So hi, my name's Jake Ken. Today we're at the London Youth Headquarters interviewing Morenike. Who had the greatest influence on you in your teenage years?
My mom. The reason being, she was a single parent. She single-handedly raised my sister and I.
Yeah.
And even with all that, she was able to give us good grounding in life.
Yeah.
She gave us lots of life skills and lots of opportunities within our means. She just had our interest at heart, and she wanted she wanted us to get the best that she could give.
Wow, Morenike. What is your definition of success then? Would you say you've arrived, as we say in Nigeria, you've got an MBE, you have your son, you have your husband, you've got this social enterprise career nugget which you dedicated your life into. What is your definition of success? And then as a leader, obviously at work, in church, and in all different parts of kind of ministry that you're or communities that you're involved in, what are the qualities, of the leader?
Okay, so the first one in terms of success, success for me is a journey, and I'm still en route to my destination. Now, I break my successes into little milestones. Like when you're traveling anywhere, you have different milestones as you go along the line. And every milestone I celebrate. So far, my life is inspiring someone out there. My life is touching someone out there. I'm being a blessing to someone out there. That is success for me. So for me, once I'm doing those things, I am fulfilled. And once I'm feeling fulfilled, I feel that's success. I haven't arrived because there's still a lot more people I want to touch by the grace of God, God giving me good health. In terms of the quality of a leader is somebody, I believe, can replicate themselves in others, which means you're giving things to other people so that they can also lead others and lead others to fulfilling their dreams. So in a nutshell, a leader is somebody that gives, somebody that inspires, somebody who is a transformational person. So when somebody connects with you, they cannot remain the same. They have to change to become better. They have to be transformed. There has to be growth. There has to be something different whereby they're not just walking their own journey, but they can also pull others. I really believe a lot in empowerment. I believe a lot in enlightenment, education, and just sharing knowledge, sharing access. Because in life, it's not just about your education that gets you there, it's the people you have around. And I've had to learn that, which has taken me out of my shy persona. I love my space. I love my just being in my own world, but it's very self-limiting. To really go far and be a good leader, you have to work with others. So you've got to have good social skills. You must be able to connect with people, communicate clearly. You must be able to be bold, courageous, audacious, take some daring steps. It's so important for where I am in my career is not purely because when you go back, I'm not the candidate that would end up where I am now. My GCSEs, I failed woefully the first one. I had to take it the second time. My first degree was a second class lower. And even the stories with my chartered accountancy, my MBA, all the different qualifications I have received, it's been the favor of God because after my university, my chartered accountancy, my MBA, my project management, Prince 2, all the different leadership courses I've done, I've not paid a dime. And that's because I've taken some bold steps. I've ventured into some territories whereby I've asked for things that's never been heard of, but I've more money, and they
Wow.
wouldn't. They would only
Okay, I think we're having a bit. I am still so just in awe of you, my dear sister Morenike. This journey,
Oh,
that you
thank
had.
you, Big Sis.
You've had so far, the bold steps you've taken, what you describe, of success, like you said, is still a journey, and as well the qualities, leaders should have, and how you've managed, over the years yourself to have all this certification, MBA, project management, and so on by taking that bold steps. So I believe that's my next question. You've actually answered it. But I still want to kind of know, though, for you, what are some of the life lessons, that you've now learned? Like you said, it's been a journey from you back then when you
Mm.
left Nigeria to go left UK to go to Nigeria, that shy, timid Morenike, and now what you are, and like you said, transforming, empowering, educating, trying to replicate yourself and just putting back into the lives of others. What are the key life lessons, that you feel? You've already shared most, to be honest, more than anything. But in addition, what
Mhm.
other advice would you give a young 7-year-old Morenike in Ibadan, who might be shy or feels rejected? And something that's helped you personally. And, what are some of the key lessons, for you
Yes.
to share with our young people?
Okay. I would say the one thing, well, there are a couple of things I'm going to share. I would say the first thing is you need to have a big dream. And that dream is linked to your purpose. If there's no point running this rat race without clearly understanding why you are on earth. What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why were you created? Why your why? It's so important knowing your purpose because then you find fulfillment. One time I had a why around money because we when I was growing up there was so much little funds around, but that wasn't satisfying. Because even when I had the money, there was still a yearning for more. So knowing your why, and it changes with seasons, but that your purpose is important. Then when you discover your purpose, what you're called to do, what would give you that delight, that fulfillment, it's having the passion to back it up. Because if you don't have that passion, it's difficult that you keep going. So that passion is linked with your diligence, your determination. That is important. Then the last one is around the people that you surround yourself with. There's no point hiding in a corner and expecting people to come and find you or care for you. You got to put yourself out there. You got to be visible. You need people around you. You need to be a person for somebody else. All I'm just saying is people are key. So the three things I was mentioning are the three P's. Have a clear purpose, have passion, and have the right people around you. You're going to need people that are above you, your mentors, your sponsors. You're going to have your peers, people that are your colleagues. You need that. And you need people, I don't want to use the word lower, but people that you can now pour into. When you get that balance right, you feel fulfilled. So those are the three things I would say, sis.
Wow, powerful. This is a master class, huh? I'm writing and writing there. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Morenike.
sis.
My last question, I know you have to go, but I have one more last question, which for me means a lot to me personally. And I know you're already passionate about career growth in terms of what you're doing. What other social or economic issues, means anything to you? And what are the solutions to addressing that, even if you're not the one to deal with them?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I was talking around these lines earlier on before we got cut off. So my mom, because we didn't have much, my mom always said, if you can have your education, it would open doors for you. So for me, no matter where you are in life, my mom, my sister, and I, we all slept in one room. We had communal bathrooms, toilets that we shared with other people we did not know. That was my upbringing. But where I am today, where we live, our house, and all those sort of things, if I hadn't invested in my education, I don't think I'll get there. And education, you have it in two ways. You have formal education, which we all know about. You go to university and all the different qualifications you acquire. But there's also that informal bit. And in career nuggets, we focus a lot more on that because I think if you're someone like me who did more of your education in Nigeria, because I was there for my secondary school and university, that informal education we're not necessarily taught. So one of the things I would say is what made me shy was because I didn't know how to communicate with the people I was. That links to emotional intelligence. It's reading people in the room. There's also social intelligence, how you interact with people. A common one coming up now is cultural intelligence. And the one that is about to take over the world is artificial intelligence. So we have all these different things that people need to soak yourself in. That's the informal education. We need to understand that. Then all the different social issues that we face, you'll be able to address them adequately. Is it getting a job? Is it health? Is it lack of money? Is it whatever it is? Is it mental health? Whatever the issues you might be facing, if you master all these different intelligences that I spoke about, you won't find yourself being lost. And in the midst of that, social interaction is the people. You'll get the right help you need, whether it's a mentor or somebody to support you to get to the next level that you need. So what am I saying? Whatever the economic or social issue is, education is key. You need to educate yourself about the environment you find yourself so you can understand the know-how and you can navigate it accordingly. I started by saying there are loads of opportunities there, but you need to be prepared. Preparation meets opportunities, then it works for you. So I'll just leave it like that.
Wow, masterclass, masterclass. I'm writing. Wow, wow. Morenike Ajayi MBE, member of the British Empire, MBA,
Yes.
all those qualifications. I
Yes.
celebrate you. I honor you. Thank you for what you're doing, even though, yes, you're in the UK, but it does translate to us too in Africa. So well done. Thank you. I know you've got so many awards. There's not much we can give you here, but just to thank you and celebrate you. We honor you and we pray that God that has placed you in such a position will continue to give you excellent health because you need to be healthy and the wisdom, the strength, the energy to carry on, to do what you're doing. So we celebrate you. We can't wait. Well, maybe we could look into starting a career nugget in South Africa. We need to see. Maybe you need to
I'm available.
To okay.
I'm more than happy to. I'm more than happy to. So I will take the invitation. But sis, I want to thank you for what you do.
All the interview, all what we've spoken about, all what we shared, thank you, my dear sister. Thank you. So, words of encouragement to young people out there. Just in closing.
I will give that word, but I also want to appreciate you too.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
No problem. But before I do that, I want to appreciate you, sis. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for the platform. And thank you for all you do. And I pray that the Lord will continue to expand you and increase you on every side. Thank you so much. So in wrapping, my last 3 nuggets I'm going to drop to everyone listening is dream big. When you dream, dreams do come true. I'm a living example of that. Secondly, believe in yourself. You can dream, but if you don't believe in yourself, it's difficult for that dream to come to realization. And then when you believe in yourself, you've got to take action. Just go for it. Whatever it is, go for it. Thank you.
Wow. I got everything down. The purpose, the passion, the people, the education being key, dream big, believe in yourself, take action. Thank you, Morenike Ajayi. Till next time, that's all we've got time for. We'll be back
welcome.
with more
You're
people to
welcome.
share. God bless you.